Say this to parents, and particularly young parents and things like that the old children's programs like Thomas the Tank, the classic Thomas the Tank, Post from Pat, not the up to date ones, the old fashioned Thomas the Tank, the ones I grew up with, the ones many people grew up with. These programs are the ones children should be watching, not the garbage that's coming out nowadays. One example, the Blue Cruise. I used to watch it actually when I was younger. It wasn't as popular. I think it was something like that. I think it was the Blue Cruise as far as I remember. I know the program, seen it many times before. It's kind of based in America, where in the other words. But yeah, this indoctrination of our children, shoving down the throats of them ideologies that they don't understand, they don't know. And again, these are aimed at very young children, from probably 4 to 5 to 6. When you're that age, and I'm sure people would agree with me, you don't have a clue. You barely know your alphabet. You barely know how to count to 5, like no one. What gender, what binary, or whatever else is in the left's handbook. But again, this is the thing. We can't be shoving it down their throats when they're just able to walk. We can't be doing that. That's a percent. That's saying that straight to people. Maybe when they get older, you can talk to them about it, but not as soon as they like. Again, I'm thinking myself. I would want to watch some fun program where they go on a fetcher instead of shoving it down their throats of some leftist ideology that they want to promote to young children. And that's the thing. That's as simple as that. And there's no way of looking around it. Again, when they're 12, when they're 13, when they're 14, when they're 15, you can tell them, this is that, this is the other, right, that's fair enough. But as soon as when they don't understand the word and things like that, just shoving it down their throat and saying, this is what you should be taking, this is what you should be looking at. Instead of don't be looking at that. No, that's the old way of doing things. That's the way I'm going to be called. But again, this is leftist ideologies just shoved down our children's throats. And it's not fair. It's really, really not fair. And that's just putting it straight to people. We need to we need to care for our young people. We need to care for our young children too. Because they live in a time where the lefties control everything. And that, they just basically say, the ideas, whatever they want to put on the TV screens. Years ago, it was more scrutinised what you could put. But nowadays, like take for example, like the Blues Cruise, as they said, they've done a big thing on gender binary and things like that. I don't, again, if people want to identify it as whatever they want, they're entitled. It's a free country. Again, it's a free country. They can decide. But my problem is these are young kids that they're pushing it on. Again, it's up to people to decide themselves what they are. But again, that's all because they have the choice, they have freedom to choose who they are, and the freedom again they have an entitlement to do it. I'm not against that. I'm totally saying that straight to people. I believe in everybody has the right to choose who they want to be, and that's as simple as that. But again, my problem is young children. It's very, very young children that they're putting it straight onto. That's the problem I have. That is really, really the problem I have. It'd be different if it was another thing or things like that. I'd be like, that's fair enough. Because again, they have the choice and watch. The young children just watch whatever's on the TV. They don't really care at the end of the day. They just watch whatever's there. And again, this is indoctrination. And let's just put it straight. But again, like take for example, this is just going back into my childhood. But take for example Thomas the Tank, and loads of people remember season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5 maybe. The golden years of Thomas the Tank, and I'm talking about this. But they talked about how to overcome problems, how to relate to young with problems that we face. And that's how the devil. Like I remember Sesame Street. And there was one time, and I still remember to this day, it was about 6 or 7 when I seen this episode. Well, they touched on death. They touched on somebody dying. And I remember that because it taught children how to deal with it. How to deal with death, and if they did it, God forbid, if they come into their family. Take for example the grandmother or whatever, God forbid the father or mother. But how to deal with it and how to cope with it. And again, that's telling them a life lesson. That's showing them a life lesson. That's something that's very crucial. And obviously with Thomas the Tank, it showed problems you come faced with in life, and it shows you how the solution. And that's something that young people need to see, that they know how to react if something like that happened to them. And Thomas the Tank too is about bonding, about friendship, about communicating with people, and making friends, socialising, things like that. And there was many other things. I could think of many episodes off the top of my head now that shows, it shows a lot of them things that are described there. But again, we have to be careful with young people nowadays. The old programs, again I say to young parents, to show them the old Thomas the Tank. Get DVDs, get CDs of it, get it on YouTube. I think there's loads of episodes on YouTube. Like there's brilliant episodes. Old style episodes, brilliant episodes compared to the garbage that's on TV now, which is from the left, and it's just constantly just shoving down children's throats 24 hours a day. Things that they don't understand. Like again, that how they barely understand, anything in society, and then shoving it down the throat and expecting them to know, it's not helping anybody. It's really not helping anybody, and it's not helping them especially. When you're young, we want to keep them as innocent as long as we can. Our young people, our children, because we don't want them to be confused in life. We don't want them to be confused, and I don't want them to be. I don't know. Again, it's better than hearing it from their parents and hearing it in the back of the garden shed. But again, it is too soon when they're 5 or 6 just shoving it down their throat. But yeah, that's my just opinion, and thank you.